Today, we're going to follow the money, right inside the Teamsters union. We're talking about those big six-figure salaries for top officials, and here's the best part. We're going to show you exactly how you can find this information for yourself using public records.
Let's start with a voice from the rank and file. This is Todd Glessner, a Teamster from Ohio. And his words, man, they really hit home, don't they? He's talking about this feeling, this deep-seated issue where members are told to sacrifice, to tighten their belts, while it seems like the folks at the top are living a very different reality.
Okay, so let's put a number on that feeling Todd just described. A big one, $374,842. That's not a lottery number. That was the total compensation for just one top official in 2023, according to the union's own reports. And that huge gap, between the member asked to sacrifice and the leader with that kind of paycheck, that's exactly what we're digging into today.
And Todd isn't alone in feeling this way, not by a long shot. Here's Frank Halstead, a shop steward out in LA. He uses the phrase out of touch, and that really sums it up, doesn't it? The feeling that leadership is living high on the hog while members are just trying to make ends meet.
All right, so let's follow that money trail. We're going to unpack the numbers, and we're not using rumors or guesswork here. We're going straight to the official reports to see what's what.
This whole thing with high salaries, it's not exactly new. People were talking about a so-called $150,000 club way back in 2012. Think about that. Over a decade ago, 146 officials were already pulling in over 150 grand, and at the time, that was a record. And trust me, things haven't exactly gotten smaller since then. In fact, a 2023 report shows dozens of officials still making well over $200,000.
Okay, let's look at the most recent numbers we have. This is from 2023. At the very top of the list, you've got Andrew Robles with that number we saw earlier, almost $375,000. And as you go down the list, you see Randy Kamak, Randy Corgan. These are huge numbers. And yep, right there at the bottom of this particular list, you see the current general president, Sean O'Brien, pulling in over $250,000. And it's so important to remember where this money comes from. It's all paid for by member dues.
So, the big question is, how? How on earth do these salaries get so high? What's the secret sauce here?
Well, it comes down to something called multiple salaries. And it's pretty much what it sounds like. An official can hold more than one job and get paid for each one. So they might get one paycheck from their local, another from a joint council, and maybe even a third one from the international, all at the same time. It's like triple dipping, and it adds up fast. And here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Look at this chart. See that affiliations column? Take Louis Picani. His $323,000 comes from both the international and local 456. Or Jeffrey Padalaro, over $311,000. That's from the international Joint Council 10 and local 633. And wow, look at Pat Darrow. He's getting paid by 4 different Teamster groups. This is exactly how you stack salaries to get those massive totals.
And this has been a source of controversy for a long time. Back in the 90s, there was a big push for reform. President Ron Kerry came in and, boom, got rid of these things called area conferences, which cut 63 of these multiple salaries just like that. By 98, it was pretty rare. But then, look what happened. By 2005, the number of officials with multiple salaries just exploded, from 18 to 148. That's a 722% increase. A system that was almost gone came roaring back.
Okay, so all this information, where is it coming from and how can you get your hands on it? This is the best part. It's all thanks to a public document that holds the key to transparency. It's called the LM2 report. And no, this isn't some secret document somebody leaked. It's a public record. It's required by law, and its whole reason for existing is to give union members, people like you, a clear look at the finances.
The easiest way to think about it is like an annual checkup for the union's finances. It's mandatory. A federal law, the Labor Management Reporting and Disclosure Act, says they have to file this with the Department of Labor every year. It's all about accountability.
And what's inside these reports? Oh, it's a gold mine of information. You'll find the number of members, what the dues are, a full breakdown of assets and debts, the whole shebang. But for what we're talking about today, you want to look for 2 magic words: Schedule 11 and Schedule 12. Schedule 11 lists every single payment made to every officer, and Schedule 12 does the same for every employee. It's all there. And here's the really cool part. You, yes you, can pull up these reports online, for free, right now. So let's walk through it step by step so you can find the report for your own local.
Okay, ready? It's just 4 simple steps.
First, you're going to go to the Department of Labor's website. That's olmsapps.dol.gov. Got it? Next, you'll see a box for abbreviation, or ABB. Just type in IBT for International Brotherhood of Teamsters. Easy enough. Step 3. Right below that, there's a box for designation number. That's where you put in your local's number. And finally, Step 4, just hit Submit, and you'll see a list of reports. Just click on the link for the latest one. That's it.
Okay, so now you've got the report open on your screen. It's a big PDF, so just start scrolling. What you're looking for are those 2 schedules we talked about, remember? Schedule 11, that's for the officers, and Schedule 12, that's for the employees. And right there, you'll find a detailed breakdown of all the payments, every single dollar.
So why does all this matter? It really boils down to one thing: power. And that power comes from information. Once you know how to find this stuff, you're not just relying on rumors anymore. You have the facts. You can ask smart questions and really hold your leadership accountable for how your dues money is being spent.
And believe me, this isn't just some feel-good theory. This has real teeth. Just look at history. Back in the 80s, the Teamster president at the time, Jackie Presser, was making over $500,000. In today's money, that's like $1.3 million a year. It was getting that information out there, into the hands of the members, that helped light a fire and fuel a huge reform movement inside the union. Information is change.
Now, while it's super important to talk about officer pay inside the union, we also have to remember the whole reason unions exist in the first place, right? I mean, look at the bigger fight. The data here is from 2018, but it tells a story. The average CEO's pay went up by more than $500,000 in 1 year. The average worker? Theirs went up by $785. That massive, insane gap between corporate bosses and workers, that is the battleground. That's what this is all supposed to be about.
So here we are. The tools are there, they're public, they're in your hands now. You know how to find the numbers, you know how to follow the money, so really, we'll just leave you with this one final thought. Now that you have the facts, what does union accountability really look like to you?